Let me begin with a lesson that took me years to learn and longer to accept. Most of our frustration in life comes from paying attention to the wrong things, not from lack of intelligence, not from lack of opportunity, but from misplaced focus. We spend too much time watching what others are doing, saying, earning, failing at, or getting away with, and too little time refining the one thing we can actually control: ourselves. And the price for that mistake is always high. 1. Life improves when attention comes home. Jim Rohn used to say, "Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better." That sentence alone could save a person decades of disappointment. Most people look outward when something goes wrong. The economy, the boss, the system, the family, the unfairness of life. But the mature individual eventually learns a sobering truth. Life responds not to complaints, but to correction. And correction always begins inward. You don't fix your income by studying rich people's lifestyles. You don't fix your health by criticizing unhealthy people. You don't fix your character by pointing out flaws in others. You fix your life by working on the one lever you can pull: yourself. 2. Comparison is the thief of focus. Comparison has destroyed more potential than failure ever did. When you focus on others, you borrow standards that don't belong to you. You measure progress on the wrong timeline. You lose sight of your own pace. One man compares salaries, another compares titles, another compares recognition. And slowly, almost invisibly, they abandon their own path. Jim Rohn warned against this. Don't join an easy crowd, you won't grow. Go where the expectations and demands to perform are high. But here's the key. Those expectations must first be self-imposed. When you measure yourself against others, you outsource your standards. When you measure yourself against your potential, you reclaim control. Responsibility is the foundation of power. Here's a hard truth that separates adults from children. As long as something is someone else's fault, it is also someone else's responsibility. That means no power. The moment you say, "This is my responsibility, this is my discipline, this is my correction to make," you gain leverage. Jim Rohn said it plainly. The day you take complete responsibility for yourself is the day you gain the power to change anything. Not some things, anything. Focusing on others weakens you. Focusing on yourself strengthens you. Why discipline beats jealousy every time? Jealousy is lazy ambition. It watches instead of works. It resents instead of refines. You see someone succeed, and instead of asking, "What habits built that?" you ask, "Why not me?" That question leads nowhere. A better question is, what must I become to deserve that result? Because results are not random. They are earned. Discipline, quiet, boring, repetitive discipline, builds what envy never can. Jim Rohn often reminded people, success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Not once, not when motivated, every day. And that work is always internal before it is external. Focus is a moral decision. People think focus is a productivity issue. It isn't. It's a character issue. To focus on yourself means saying no to distractions, refusing to gossip, declining to waste emotional energy, turning inward when others turn outward. That requires strength. Weak people scatter attention. Strong people concentrate it. When you stop reacting to others, you gain emotional stability. You recover mental energy. You make better decisions. Your life becomes quieter, but more powerful. Growth is a private activity. Real growth is unglamorous. It happens early in the morning, late at night, in silence, in repetition. That's why most people avoid it. It's much easier to comment on others, criticize outcomes, analyze mistakes that aren't yours. but personal growth demands solitude. Jim Rohn said, "You cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction overnight." And direction is chosen alone. No applause, no audience, just a decision. Stop trying to fix people who haven't asked. This lesson saves years of wasted energy. Most people do not want advice. They want validation. When you focus on fixing others, you neglect your own development. You build frustration. You invite resistance. Jim Rohn was clear, you cannot change people. They can only change themselves. So the wise person does something smarter. They become an example. Nothing persuades like progress. Nothing teaches like consistency. When you improve yourself, you give others permission to improve without saying a word. Personal standards create personal freedom. Freedom is not doing whatever you want, that's chaos. Freedom is having enough self-control that life stops controlling you. Your standards determine your income, your relationships, your health, your self-respect. And standards are not negotiated with society. They are set internally. When you raise your standards, you stop blaming, you stop complaining, you stop waiting, you start building. Jim Rohn called this the major shift from external blame to internal command. Why silence often means growth. When you focus on yourself, people may misunderstand you. They might say, "You've changed. You're distant. You're too serious." That's usually a sign you're doing something right. Growth often looks like withdrawal before it looks like progress. Silence is not weakness. It is concentration. And concentration builds momentum. 10, final lesson, your life is your argument. Jim Rohn never chased approval. He built value. And value attracts attention naturally. If there is one idea to carry with you, let it be this. The more you work on yourself, the less you are disturbed by others. When your mind is disciplined, habits are aligned, standards are clear, the noise of the world fades. You stop explaining, you stop defending, you stop comparing, you start becoming. Focus on yourself, not because others don't matter, but because you are your primary responsibility. Life doesn't improve by observation. It improves by correction. And correction always begins in the mirror. So today, don't ask, what are they doing wrong? Ask, what am I willing to improve? That question, answered daily, changes everything.